Hi Aquarius, welcome to March. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to talk about the astrology that's happening this month. So we have Mercury moving into Pisces on the 3rd, and then we have a full moon in Virgo on the 7th. Saturn moves from Aquarius, your sign, into Pisces on the 8th. Venus moves into Taurus on the 17th. Mercury moves from Pisces into Aries on the 20th. We have a new moon at 0 degrees Aries on the 21st. Pluto moves into your sign on the 24th. This is major. And then Mars moves into Cancer on the 26th. So we'll get to that later. Let's see what the cards say for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of March 2023? What does Aquarius need to know about relationships for March 2023? What is coming up for Aquarius in March 2023? Anything they need to know? Okay, let's see what's going on. Six of Swords. The Page of Wands. The Four of Wands. The Six of Pentacles. The Hierophant. The Three of Cups. The Four of Cups. The Two of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Swords. Okay, so Six of Swords is moving away from difficulty, moving on. So it's possible if you're having problems in a relationship, this month you may have an opportunity to work things out or move away from your problem. I feel like that you need to talk it out. The Page of Wands is a message coming in, good news. And the Six of Swords sometimes means, you're leaving your troubles behind, you're moving on. So some of you might be moving away from a relationship and moving on to something better. But you also could be just talking it out with the Page of Wands. You might get news coming in that gives you hope. And you resolve whatever the problem is. The Four of Wands is in the past. And it represents security and stability, possibly marriage. But I feel like you're in a relationship where there's an imbalance in the give and take. So it might be a good, stable relationship, but there might be a situation where one person's doing all the giving and the other person, and you're not feeling valued or respected. Because you have the Six of Pentacles here, which is, helping someone less fortunate. You might be giving too much. And you also have the Seven of Swords. You may feel like someone is taking advantage of your kindness, or someone might be even using you. The Seven of Swords is also an energy of someone not being transparent, someone having a hidden agenda. So you may need to talk it out. I feel like this is a month where you need to talk things out with a partner. Now the Hierophant is coming up in the future with the Three of Cups. And that is an energy, as far as time goes, 3 weeks. So within the 3 weeks, there could be multiple options coming up for you. The Hierophant is about making a commitment, doing what's right, doing what's expected of you, wanting to do the right thing. The Three of Cups is about party, celebration. So it's possible that you may be thinking, okay, maybe I need to make a commitment to someone, because if I don't, I might lose them. Because the Three of Cups is also about, it can be a third-party situation. So for some of you, you might be juggling in a relationship. If you're not in a committed partnership, you might be juggling more than one person. If you are, though, the Three of Cups also can represent celebration and parties and having fun with people, getting out more. So I feel that things might start out at the beginning of the month, they might be a little bit difficult, but then they might get better towards the end of the month. I feel like you're going to be more active because the Three of Cups is definitely, I feel like you have a lot of support around you. You might get, if you're invited to places, go to any parties that you're invited to, because I think you're going to have a great time. And if you're not with someone, there's a possibility that you could meet someone there, or at least just have fun with friends. But I feel like a message is coming in that's going to make you happy. You're going to feel happy about hearing this news. You have the Four of Cups here in your negative thinking sector. So this is about not being like, it's a card of dissatisfaction and boredom. So maybe you're not happy with your life right now, where it is. You might not be happy with a relationship. You may feel like, well, I'm doing all the giving and I don't feel valued. I don't feel like I'm getting anything back. And something is being offered to you. I feel like love is being offered to you, but you're not really sure if you want it. So maybe whoever's offering you love at this time is not the right person. It's not what you're looking for. Your environment, you have the Two of Pentacles. So this is about, doing multiple things, getting involved in different projects, juggling. You may have to set some boundaries with someone with the Seven of Wands in your wishes. This is your hopes, wishes, and dreams sector. The Seven of Wands says that you can overcome any problems. I'm not seeing anything major. The only thing that I'm seeing is maybe you're not speaking up about what's bothering you. Because the Seven of Swords energy is sometimes not facing the truth about something, sweeping things under the rug, not talking about it. So if you don't talk about it, you can't fix it. So if there's something bothering you in a relationship, I feel like communication will help. And it will restore harmony. Because I feel like with the Six of Swords, you have the opportunity to move away from a challenging relationship issue. Whether that means you talk it over and you come to some type of agreement, or whether it means that you decide, I want to just be out of this relationship and I need something else because I'm not happy. But the Seven of Wands can mean also that you need to set some boundaries. So if you feel like someone is, like there's an imbalance in the relationship and you're doing all the giving, maybe you need to set some boundaries and communicate about what you want, what you see as a fair exchange. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. You could be dealing with an earth sign, also a fire sign. I'm seeing the wands. The Knight of Pentacles, though, is I feel like someone coming into your life that is very down to earth, hardworking, likes to take things one day at a time. So if you meet someone new, if you get involved in a new relationship, I think this person will not want to rush things. They'll want to take things slow. So you may be keeping your plans close to your chest with the Seven of Swords. Maybe you've got an idea of something that you want to do, but you don't want to tell anyone yet. I think that things are going to get better. You're going to be getting more social toward the end of the month. If things have been kind of boring and maybe you've been stuck at home doing, not getting out and meeting people, I think that's going to change towards the end of the month, and you might get out and socialize more, be invited to parties, celebrations. If there's a career opportunity that comes, I feel like for some of you, you might be thinking about making a commitment. I don't know. So I'm feeling mixed energy here. On the one hand, I feel like you're thinking about commitment. You're not sure if this is right for you, but I feel like you're going to solve the issue. You're going to confront the issue and resolve it in a way that's good for both parties. And maybe you just need to set some boundaries and just have some conversations, and that will solve the problem. I don't see anything major, like you have this major issue that can't be fixed, or you're in this totally toxic relationship. No, I just think it's like minor things that just need to be worked out. And maybe it's just a matter of getting out and doing things together. Maybe you've been stuck at home, and you haven't been doing much, and it's just affecting the relationship. So take things one day at a time get out and socialize, and I feel that things are going to start looking up. Let's see what the angels have to say about your situation. So if you're not happy, if you're feeling like not valued in a relationship, especially, just speak up and say what you expect, what you need, what the problem is. You can't solve the problem if you don't speak up, because people are not mind readers. A lot of times people think, well, they should know. And you have to talk. Communication is everything in a partnership. If you can't communicate, it's going to be hard to have a good relationship. So let's see what the angels have to say. Peace. Okay, peace. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. So yeah, things are going to get better. If you're struggling right now at the beginning of the month, I feel like you're moving toward greater harmony and peace. But I have to stress communication. You have to speak up. Don't let things, don't sweep things under the rug. Speak up about the problems and set some boundaries, and you'll be fine. Okay, full moon. You have a full moon in your financial house here, the 8th house. So you have the moon in Virgo in the 8th house, and the sun, Mercury, and Neptune in your 2nd house. So with the sun and Neptune there, and Mercury, if you have any contracts that you're dealing with, like, you have to pay more attention to your finances. And the moon in the 8th, something is coming to completion with this full moon. With Virgo, you have to be more discerning about your finances. So if you've been spending a lot, maybe you need to pay attention to what you're spending money on. Because I feel like the full moon is going to show you the truth about your money. And exactly, if it could be a situation where your values are changing because of what you realize. You're paying more attention to finances. You're going to see where, like, maybe I've been spending too much, or maybe especially if with Neptune and Mercury, you may need to speak up about a money situation. Especially if it involves a partner's money or a partner's income. The 8th house can also relate to taxes, debt, insurance payout. So you may have to focus on paying down some debt if you've overspent, or paying some taxes, working on your taxes. Maybe you have to realize, I have to set a budget for myself because I've been spending money like crazy. Uranus is in the 4th house, and the moon is trining Uranus. So there could be some surprise developments in your home and with family. Maybe you want to make some changes to your home. There could be people moving in or moving out. Maybe if you get a roommate, it might help with the expenses. Mars is in your 5th house. It's been there since August and in Gemini. And it's going to be squaring this moon. So it could be that you're spending more money, that you've been out enjoying yourself. Maybe especially if you met someone new, maybe you're wining and dining them. Or you're just going out having fun with friends, creative project, and you're not really paying attention to your finances. So this full moon is going to bring that reality to the surface. Because full moons always show what's hidden. And if you're thinking about signing any kind of contract around the full moon, pay attention to the details, because with Mercury and Neptune and Pisces, you may be overlooking some things. It could create confusion, misunderstandings. So make sure everything is spelled out in a contract and you read the fine print. Venus is in Aries at the full moon, and it's with Jupiter and Chiron in your 3rd house. So this is great for, connecting with friends and family, getting out and socializing. I think it would be good for you to get out and associate, like get with your neighbors, get more, because the 3rd house is about siblings, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. It's also about communication. It's also about short distance travel, like running around the neighborhood. So I feel like it would be good for you to get out of the house and get out and meet people and make plans to get out with people. Maybe you've been too isolated, and now it's time to reconnect with those people that are important to you. And with Venus and Jupiter there, you're going to have many opportunities, many invitations. So get out and do it, and it will have a healing effect on you. And also, you're actually, with Venus in the third, you're very charming. Your relationships with the people around you are going to be really more harmonious. So it's a good time to talk things out that maybe you wouldn't have talked about before. Now you can talk about it and create some kind of peaceful resolution. Mercury is in Pisces in your second house. We already went over that. It's sextile the North Node in your fourth house. So you could be spending some money or thinking of ideas of how you could bring in more money, because you may want to do some work around the house, or you might want to, do something that involves your home and family, but you may need money for that. Or maybe you're talking about, maybe you need to communicate with family members. Maybe you've always kept your mouth shut and you just do whatever's expected of you, and you haven't really talked about, hey, this is too much, you're depending too much on me, or I'm spending too much money, I can't afford to spend all this money. Whatever the issue is, Mercury gives you ideas around money, ideas of how you can make more money. But it's also the planet of communication, so maybe you need to speak up around a financial issue. Saturn has been in your sign for the past 2.5 years. So you've been learning to responsibility, commitment. You may have felt like you had a lot of blockages to overcome or roadblocks, because Saturn can represent restriction, boundaries. Maybe you're learning how to set boundaries with people, how to say no when you need to. Saturn, your first house is also your physical house. So Saturn can bring problems with bones, aches and pains, teeth issues. So you're learning to take better care of your health, better care of your bones, your teeth. Now Saturn is leaving. Right around this full moon, the next day, Saturn is moving into Pisces in your second house. So if you haven't been paying attention to money, Saturn's going to teach you some lessons about money management, financial management. So over the next 2 years, 2.5 years, you're going to learn to pay more attention to where your money's going, to set up maybe a budget or a savings plan, to demand that you get paid what you're worth, because the second house has to do with self-esteem and values. So if you're not earning what you deserve, maybe now you're going to charge, good prices for your work. If you're in a job that's not paying you, you might decide to find another one that pays you what you're worth. But whatever the case is, you're going to get serious about your financial situation when Saturn moves into Pisces. Pluto has been in your 12th house, so in Capricorn since 2008. So you've been spending a lot of time clearing out the past, dealing with past issues around power, maybe having power struggles with people. Pluto wants you to see where you have been sabotaging yourself psychologically. How do you really feel about being in power? Are you giving your power away and not even being aware of it? Because the 12th house is the house that's of things that are hidden, and it has more of a psychological, spiritual aspect. You could have been dealing with hospitals, prisons, people in institutions like nursing homes, hospitals, and it has transformed your life in a certain way. Maybe you felt like, I need to be there for people. Pluto's also, because it's the 12th house, it's finishing up old karma, dropping old baggage. Pluto is going to be moving into your sign at the end of the month. And when Pluto moves into your first house, you're going to learn. You might be attracting powerful people. You might be attracting relationships that have a powerful influence in your life. There could be some power struggles with authority figures. But it's also teaching you how do I deal with power? How do I deal with my own power? How do I empower myself? So the lesson of Pluto is not power over, not being a bully, not forcing yourself on others, but learning how to stand in your power, be a leader that helps empower everyone else. It's not just about me and my power. It's about everyone becoming empowered. And you might be connecting with people that want to transform the world in some way. through, powerful groups that want to change the world in powerful ways. And Aquarius is very much into like the group energy, what's good for the masses, what's good for the many. And so Pluto's gonna transform you, especially because the first house has to do with our physical body. You may be seen in a different way. You may be seen as more powerful. You may be working to become stronger, to work on like exercise and muscle strength and becoming more powerful within your own body. So take care of your health when Pluto's here. It's going to because Pluto gives you the power to transform, to rebuild. So if you've been neglecting yourself, it's time to step up and become strong. Venus is going to be sextiling Mars. Venus moves into Taurus at this point. When we have the new moon, and you have the new moon in the third house. So you're going to have the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Chiron. The third house is the house of communication, but it's also your social, your local environment. So you may have, you might be just getting out more and be getting out into the neighborhood, getting out into your local environment. You might even have a message to give. You might be writing. Maybe you have something to say. If you ever wanted to do any kind of creative writing or write a book or start a website or do some type of communication project, now's the time to do it at this new moon. Pluto is going to be in your 12th house until the 24th, and then it's going to transform. It's going to move over. So right now, it will move into Aquarius, and then it's going to be, right now it's an out of sign sextile, but it will be more exact as Pluto moves into Aquarius. Pluto is giving you power from behind the scenes in the 12th house. So there could be some powerful people working to help you from behind the scenes. It would be a great time to get in touch with your psychological, whatever you've been hiding from yourself, any kind of psychological blocks or fears that are preventing you from standing in your power. This would be a good time to deal with those issues. Mars will be in your 5th house, and it's going to move into your 6th. Mars has been in your 5th since August, so if you haven't, it's great for romance and affairs, getting out and doing something creative. Now, when it moves into your 6th house in Cancer, you're going to be really busy with work, and Mars will move into Cancer on the 26th of the month, so things are going to get busy. So have some fun while you can. Get out and enjoy, connect with people you haven't seen in a while. Venus in Taurus is going to be in your 4th house, sextiling Saturn in your 2nd, and Uranus is there. So it's possible that you start doing more work around your home. You might be fixing up the home, redecorating. You might be doing creative projects within the home that are going to bring in more money. Maybe you figure out a way to make more money through the creativity, through the creative projects you do. But there'll be greater harmony with your home and family. If you live with anyone, it'll bring greater harmony. Maybe you decide to move in with someone, or someone moves in with you, because Uranus is also there. Uranus has been shaking up your home life. You may feel like, I want to move somewhere else. I want to live somewhere else. At the North Node, Venus is conjunct the North Node at this new moon. So if you've ever wanted to make any kind of shift to bring greater love and harmony in your home, and it could even be through a new home, now's the time to do it with this new moon energy. I think it's more, not so much moving into a new home, but more bringing people into your home, like having parties, having people over, connecting with your relatives, connecting with your friends. I feel like you've been too isolated with all that Saturn energy, keeping you restricted. Now that Saturn's moving away, it's time to, come back to life and to get more social. Neptune has been in your 2nd house forever, it seems. It's been in Pisces. So you haven't really paid attention to money. You've been like, whatever. Money comes, money goes. But I think when Saturn moves there, you're going to have to start taking notice. Where am I spending my money? What am I doing with my money? Am I buying things just, without thinking? Am I spending it in constructive ways that are going to help me achieve a goal or a dream? I mean, you've got really good this new moon is really good for manifesting something, manifesting a dream. You've got Mars trining Saturn, Venus conjunct the North Node sextile Saturn. So anything that you're starting at this time is going to be in place for a long time. Maybe you're making a commitment. Maybe you're deciding to move in with someone and committing to a relationship. That could happen also. So I feel like things are going to start to shift more towards the end of the month. We're going to have some new, that 0 point Aries energy. It's time to have courage, to start something new, to bring in some fresh energy, and to get rid of the stale energy. Get rid of the energy that's been blocking us. Get rid of any fears you have around starting something new or letting in this new energy. So I think March is going to be a great month for you, where you're going to be moving into greater harmony and more excitement and more social. So don't be afraid to reach out to and connect with people that you haven't talked to in a while. And get ready, embrace. What do you want to start in March, at the end of March? What is it that's important to you that you want to start? You have the perfect energy supporting you to do that. What is it that you need to say? If you want to do any kind of writing, this is like a great time for any kind of writing or creative project, creative self-expression. So that's my forecast, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment. All these things help support the channel. So I appreciate everyone who has been doing these things to help support my channel. Well, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the video. In the meantime, if you want a private reading, since this is general, it may not apply to everyone, click on the link in the description box. That'll take you to my website, and we can get you scheduled for a reading where we talk about only your issues and specifically zero in on your particular situation. So in the meantime, have a wonderful March, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.